Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here, coming back at you with another video. And today's video, I want to talk about how irrelevant the console wars have become. Because I've seen on X people like discussing it. I think it was like Mudahar who actually posted out an X status where he was talking about just how stupid fucking the console wars are at this point, and he's completely right. Yeah, there's really no reason for like the console wars to keep going other than like marketing towards these like big companies. That's all it's become now. And because like there's really no point in it anymore. And here's why. All the games now can basically run on every system. Like I heard there are a few exceptions like Baldur's Gate 3 had a hard time running on the Xbox's new system. I don't even know what the fucking name of it is. But had a hard time running on the new Xbox because of something. But it ran better on the PlayStation 5. But they somehow fixed it and was able to make like a multi-console release. But that's like a very few and far between example of like a game running on one console and not another. And the reason for it is just the way the game industry is now is pretty much like I'd say like 90% of like mainstream games are either made in the Unreal Engine or they're made in Unity. So there's two game engines that pretty much everybody uses to make games. And there's good things and bad things that come with that. But one of the bad things is like there's no identity to these consoles anymore. It's just they can all do the same shit. And where if you go back in time and look at something like the PlayStation 1 versus the Nintendo 64, like games on the PlayStation 1 can only run on the PlayStation 1 at that time. Like you couldn't take a PlayStation 1 game and run it on a Nintendo 64. There were a few cases like Resident Evil 2, they were able to like port it over, but there had been some like massive changes to the game to get it to run. So there were console games on there, but they were very different. And the reason why they were very different is because the hardware was so different in each of those devices. And it justified like a console war type thing. So like again, like you couldn't play Final Fantasy VII on a Nintendo 64. That just wouldn't run. But I'm pretty sure you couldn't play Banjo-Kazooie on a PlayStation 1. And again, because the hardware was so different. And you were actually buying like a different device if you got a Sony device or if you got a Nintendo device. And you can even see it in the libraries of their games. Like Nintendo 64 had hardly any RPGs where PlayStation had a shit ton of RPGs. So it really came down to like your kind of preference as like a gamer. So if you were like a real big RPG guy at the time, you'd buy a PlayStation because that's where they all were. But if you're really big in platforming, Nintendo 64 beat out the PlayStation that. So there was a reason why there were like console wars, because there was actually a substantive difference between the two consoles. But nowadays, all these consoles are the exact same. They're basically just customized, like, or specialized, like, gaming PCs at this point. And they all run basically the same hardware. There is some, like, little differences between them, but mainly if you make a game in this day and age, if a PlayStation can run it, so can an Xbox, so can the Steam, like your Steam Deck or your gaming PC. They mostly can run all games. The only reason there's exclusivity deals is because of branding. Like the reason why God of War is not on Xbox is because Sony owns the rights to like God of War. And like the same reason Breath of the Wild isn't on a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or Xbox. Those systems can run Breath of the Wild. I guarantee you they could. But just because of licensing issues, that's only a Nintendo property. So really, like, console wars at this point is just fucking marketing. And there's really no reason to, like, engage in, like, console war behavior. They're all, like, the same. Again, so it's like you're really fighting over, like, brands. And when it comes down to that, it's just like, that's just dumb. I just see that as being dumb. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I think the console wars are kind of irrelevant now. Personally, I just jumped out of all of them. Like, I don't have a PlayStation 5. I don't have an Xbox. I'm not going to get the Switch 2 because of reasons I don't like what Nintendo's doing. So I kind of like swore off Nintendo for the time being. So I'm not going to get a Switch 2. I'm not going to get... and I'm pretty much like a PC gamer at this point, but I don't even game on PC. I game on handhelds. So if I'm going to play a PC game, I'm going to play it on my Win 4 or my Steam Deck or my Loki. And it's like for example, Sparking Zero is about to come out in October, and I'm going to get that game on Steam for my Win 4 so I can play it on a handheld. Like that's pretty much like where I am. So like I'm completely like outside the console wars now. I'm just like it's irrelevant to me. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. So those are my thoughts. I want to know what you have to say in the comment section below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share my video. That really helps me out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.